Allow me to tell you something that's a fact. People say that we've all been duped. And already, right off, as soon as you fucking hear that statement, we've all been duped. Like, oh, great, here we go. Perhaps not the right approach to take in any situation, because you should be open-minded, because you never know what you'll learn. And that, I'm sure everyone can agree with. Sometimes you've gotten valuable lessons out of things that seemed meaningless at first, or not even related to you in any way, shape, or form. But after having heard them, whether it be in school forcibly or just because you happen to be in the place at the right time, you realize that there's a lesson in there for you particularly, and a general lesson for why the information is being, put out in the first place. So whenever you hear someone, you say, we've all been fooled. Yeah, fuck, here we go. Hang on. What do you mean by that? Well, you could be, now this person that's saying we've all been fooled could give you the whole lizard theory, that there's lizard people out there, that there's COVID's not really a fucking virus, that satellites are there for the foil shit. As far as you want the rabbit hole to go, there is someone on this planet that has already taken it there and is navigating that area of the rabbit hole, meaning he's there with a shovel digging it deeper. That's how rumors start. That's how lies start. That's how conspiracies start. The point is that everything starts. Right? So if there's a conspiracy saying that there's aliens, that there's people that are not from this planet. Okay, well, first of all, what do you mean planet? Well, we're on this big rock, right? In the center of this big area. Just try explaining what the fuck it all is to a little kid. I hope everybody knows that is watching this video that we are on a rock in the middle of space. Or at least has that notion, perhaps maybe we could be. Because that's the correct notion to have, is you don't know we're on a rock in the middle of space because you've never been to fucking space, have you? Now, if you're an astronaut, you could skip this part because you've seen the Earth from space. Because you're pretty sure that the glass that you fucking blasted off into the air in isn't a simulated screen with an LCD on it. Although, how the fuck do you know? How many simulations do you have to go through before being an astronaut? How many fucking gravitational influxes, measurements, fucking anal colon inspections do you have to do to become an astronaut that is legally or whatever, by people paying money, cool to go up into space? What if that last fucking anal hydration they gave you, which by the way, you can hydrate yourself more safely with poisoned water by inserting it into your anus than you would be drinking it. It's called stagnant water. It's water that's on an island somewhere that's in a dip, like a divot like this, like it rains in there, right? And sits for months and then months, and it becomes really, really contaminated. And a person comes along that's really, really thirsty and needs to drink that water to hydrate, to live, will die drinking it. But if he puts it in his ass, he'll be hydrated. How does that work? It's called biology. It's because you got shit that's in your colon there, in your poopy, that'll kill any bacteria in there, but it'll take the water. That's neither here nor there. How do you know, Mr. Astronaut, that before you get launched into space, that you see the person waving goodbye, you see you later, Bob, okay, thank you, man, and you get blasted off into space? That then the screen doesn't just turn on and display to you whatever the fuck is out there, or whatever. Shit, what if it displays an aquarium one time? You blast off into space, and all of a sudden you see fish. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? This isn't space, this is water. What's to tell you that water's not space? You know the difference between a submarine and a spacecraft? Anti-gravity propulsion. That's it. It could withstand pressure. It could withstand a crew inside of it being like this for 6 months and being totally cool with that, because that's what submarines fucking do. And anti-gravity propulsion, there's a patent on it. In Google patents, it's the thing. You could legally claim shit. I have a brick that could turn into a sphere, that could turn into a triangle. It's Dimitri brick. Now I could sell it to any construction and whatever, But I gotta patent it first, because if I don't, some dickhead will steal it. So for people not to steal that kind of a device that propels craft into anti-gravitational bullshit, right? There's a patent on it in Google. Guess who owns the patent? The Secretary of the U.S. Navy. Aren't the Navy people the ones that go into the water? You're talking about airspace, astronaut LCD screen. What up? Look me in the eye, motherfucker. What up? Okay. It's called spin, in my opinion. Spin. So when someone says we're all being duped, and you say, what the fuck are you talking about that? And they say, well, schools that your kids are going to are teaching your kids to be a worker bee. Like a beehive. What's a worker bee? A worker bee is someone that works. Someone that fucking takes this big ass fucking chair, puts it on their back, carries it up the stairs. Literally. Those are called blue collar workers. Blue collar's a fucking piece of shit derogatory name come up with people with white collars that, are the ones that telling the workers where to go. Sometimes they're born into it. Sometimes they're workers that are smart enough, not strong enough, smart enough to realize the difference. I am so grateful that I'm 36 and I found this out now. Kind of pissed that I couldn't have been at 26, but hey, I was too busy doing other things that fucked up my mind. Think about it. Does school teach people about money? Did you learn about balancing your checkbook in school, or did you learn about what the fuck a squared plus b squared equals? How many times do you use a squared plus b squared? It's a bad example because you actually use it every day without knowing it. But how? I knew somebody would be thinking how. You gauge the area of a room, how big a room is. Whenever you walk into a room, you turn around and you go, that's a room. If I threw a ball, I would hit that wall. If I didn't look at this thing, I would walk right into it because that's where it is. That's Pythagorean theorem. Everything you see is Pythagorean theorem because everything you see is triangles. Fuck the dodecahedron, 12 polygon, 8-dimensional crystal bullshit. Everything you fucking know is triangles. Period. Why? Because that's the one thing that you can be certain of. Because you are here experiencing, even if it's a simulation and we're all in the matrix, that matrix runs on triangles. Don't believe everything you hear. Be grateful for being here. Period. The spin is being able to put any kind of attention, energy into something to make it come back and reward you for doing it. As in putting the energy into it. So if I want to build a fucking bottle and I take a rock, I'm going to have to put a lot of fucking energy in that rock to build a bottle. But if I take a piece of wood, it'll be easier. Right? But then the wood gets wet after a while, drinking. Rock won't. Rock's heavier to carry. Right? But it'll never fucking break. And you can hit somebody over the head with a cup and kill it if it's a rock. Huh? Energy.